The Sony a6700, Canon EOS R7, Nikon D500, Fujifilm X-T32, and Nikon Z50 are the most popular cameras for action shots of 2025, but which is the absolute best? We are going to compare them to each other and score them in various categories, with some categories holding more weight than others. In the end, we'll decide which is the best one based on the final score, and we will declare the absolute winner. Let's dive in! First, we are going to compare them on the image quality category, which has a multiplier of 3. The Sony a6700 is a powerhouse when it comes to image quality, boasting a 26-megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor that delivers excellent dynamic range and detail. However, its noise handling in low light is just decent, which might be a slight letdown for those shooting in dim conditions. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 for its impressive performance and value for money. Moving on to the Canon EOS R7, this camera's 32.5 megapixel sensor provides beautifully detailed images, perfect for cropping in wildlife and action shots. Yet its high pixel density can lead to noticeable noise at higher ISOs, especially when using lenses with smaller apertures. Considering its capabilities and price, I rate it 7 out of 10. Now, let's talk about the Nikon D500. Its 20.9-million pixel DX format sensor offers remarkable image quality, with noise control and dynamic range that are better than many full-frame cameras. The lack of an AA filter means you get fine details without the need for aggressive sharpening, but its resolution is slightly lower than some competitors. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 for its exceptional image quality and value. The Fujifilm X-T32 stands out with its 26.1-million pixel X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor, known for its rich color reproduction and impressive detail. However, it lacks in-body image stabilization, which can be a drawback for handheld video work. Still, for its price, it delivers fantastic image quality, earning it a 7.5 out of 10. Finally, we have the Nikon Z50. Its 20.9 MP sensor captures sharp and detailed images, especially in well-lit conditions, making it a great choice for wildlife photography. However, like the D500, its resolution is slightly lower than some rivals, and it doesn't have in-body stabilization. For its performance and cost, I'm rating it 8.5 out of 10. The Nikon Z50 takes the crown in the image quality category with a score of 8.5, thanks to its impressive detail and dynamic range, making it a fantastic choice for action shots, where every detail counts. Next, we are going to compare them on the durability and weatherproofing category, which has a multiplier of 2. The Sony a6700 is a rugged camera with a magnesium alloy body and weather sealing, making it ideal for outdoor adventures. However, its compact size might make it less durable in extreme conditions compared to larger, more robust models. I give it 8 out of 10 for its balance of portability and durability. Moving on to the Canon EOS R7, this camera boasts a magnesium alloy chassis with comprehensive weather sealing, ensuring reliability in challenging environments. Its build quality is impressive, but it's worth noting that the lens and body both need to be weather sealed for optimal protection. I rate it 9 out of 10 for its robust construction and weather resistance. Now, let's talk about the Nikon D500. This DSLR is built like a tank with a magnesium alloy body and extensive weather sealing, capable of withstanding harsh conditions like dust, high humidity, and rain. Its weight might be a drawback for some, but for durability, it's unmatched. I give it 10 out of 10 for its exceptional build quality and weatherproofing. The Fujifilm X-T30 has a solid feel with its magnesium alloy top and base plates, but it lacks weather sealing, making it less suitable for shooting in adverse weather conditions. While it's lightweight and portable, its lack of weather resistance is a significant drawback. I rate it 6 out of 10 for its build quality, but limited weatherproofing. Finally, we have the Nikon Z50. It's weatherproof to some extent with tight tolerances in its body, but it doesn't have actual seals over the battery door or card slot, leaving room for water ingress. It's fine in light drizzle, but not for heavy rain or snow. I give it 7 out of 10 for its decent weather resistance, but with caveats. In this category, the Nikon D500 stands out with its exceptional build quality and weatherproofing, earning it a solid 10 points. Next, we are going to compare them on the autofocus speed and accuracy category, which has a multiplier of 2. The Sony a6700 is a powerhouse when it comes to autofocus, thanks to its AI-powered subject recognition. It can track humans, animals, and vehicles with remarkable precision, but it does struggle with fast action like sports, due to its 11 frames per second speed. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Moving on to the Canon EOS R7. This camera boasts an impressive 651 5,915 selectable focus points, with excellent tracking capabilities for humans, animals, and vehicles. However, its autofocus can be a bit quirky, especially when dealing with subjects that move erratically. It earns a 7.5 out of 10. Now, let's talk about the Nikon D500. This camera's autofocus system is top-notch, with 153 detection areas and a dedicated CPU for faster processing. It excels in tracking fast-moving subjects, but its age shows in some areas. like the lack of modern features like animal eye detection. I rate it at 8.5 out of 10. The Fujifilm X-T32 offers best-in-class autofocus with a speed of 0.02 seconds, making it incredibly fast and accurate for its price range. However, it lacks some of the advanced subject tracking features found in higher-end models. It gets a 7 out of 10. Finally, we have the Nikon Z50. While it performs well for casual or beginner wildlife photographers, its limitations become apparent when tracking fast-moving subjects like birds in flight. The absence of bird-animal eye tracking and slower autofocus speed with certain lenses holds it back. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. The Nikon D500 takes the crown in this category with its 8.5 out of 10 score, thanks to its dedicated AF engine and extensive coverage, making it a reliable choice for action photography. Next, we're going to compare them on the frame rate and burst mode category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. The Sony A6700 is a versatile camera, but its burst rate is a bit of a letdown for action shots. It can shoot at 11 frames per second, but the buffer is quite small, limiting the number of shots you can take in a burst. I found myself waiting for the buffer to clear, which can be frustrating when you're trying to capture fast-moving subjects. It gets a 6 out of 10. Moving on to the Canon EOS R7, this camera really shines in this category. With a mechanical shutter speed of 15 frames per second and an electronic shutter that can hit 30 FPS, it's a beast for action photography. However, the buffer takes a bit of time to empty when shooting in RAW, which can disrupt your shooting flow. Still, for its price, it's impressive, earning it an 8 out of 10. Now, let's talk about the Nikon D500. This camera is a legend for action photography, with its 10 frames per second burst rate and a buffer that can handle up to 200 frames. It's like having a machine gun for photography, but remember, it's a DSLR. So it's bulkier than the mirrorless options. It's a solid 9 out of 10. The Fujifilm X-T32 offers a range of frame rates, from 8 FPS with the mechanical shutter to 30 FPS with the electronic shutter. However, the buffer depth isn't as deep as some competitors, and it can slow down significantly when full. For its compact size and versatility, it still scores a respectable 7 out of 10. Finally, we have the Nikon Z50. It can shoot at a maximum of 11 FPS, which is pretty impressive for its class. But like the Sony, its buffer can take a bit to clear, and you lose live view in high-speed modes, making it challenging to track fast-moving subjects. It's a good performer, but not the best, earning it a 7 out of 10. The Nikon D500 takes the crown in this category with its 10 frames per second and a buffer that can handle up to 200 frames, making it the ultimate choice for action photography. Finally, we are going to compare them on the lens compatibility category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. The Sony A6700 is a versatile camera with a wide range of lens options. It supports both APS-C and full-frame E-mount lenses, giving you a vast selection to choose from. However, the native APS-C lenses might not offer the same level of autofocus performance as full-frame lenses. I've found that the Sigma 18-50 mm f2.8 DC DN contemporary lens provides a great balance of size and performance, making it a favorite for everyday shoot, 7 out of 10. Moving on to the Canon EOS R7. It's compatible with both RF and RFS lenses. And with adapters, you can use EF and EFS lenses too. This flexibility is fantastic, especially for those transitioning from DSLRs. The RFS 18-150 mmf/3.5-6. 3IS STM is a great all-purpose lens, but the lack of weather sealing on some of these lenses can be a downside for outdoor action photography, 8 out of 10. Now, let's talk about the Nikon D500. It uses the F-mount, which means you have access to over 300 lenses. This camera shines with its advanced autofocus system, making it ideal for action shots with fast lenses like the Nikon 500 mmPF. However, the weight of some of these lenses can be a bit much for extended shooting sessions, 9 out of 10. Finally, we have the Fujifilm X-T32. It's compatible with a wide array of X-mount lenses, including some excellent primes like the XF35 mm f1.4R. The lens selection is impressive, but the lack of in-body image stabilization might limit your lens choices for action photography, where stabilization is key, 6 out of 10. The Nikon Z50 offers a growing selection of DX format lenses, but it's still limited compared to its full-frame siblings. The ZDX 16-50 mm f/3.5-6. 3VR is a compact and versatile kit lens, but for action shots, you might find yourself wanting more reach or faster glass. However, the Z50's compatibility with full-frame Z lenses, albeit with a crop factor, does open up some interesting possibilities, 7.5 out of 10. The Nikon D500 takes the lead in lens compatibility with its extensive F-mount lens ecosystem, offering 6 points in this category, making it the clear winner for those who value lens options for action photography. The results of our comparison show each product shines in its own way, but the Nikon D500 stands out with its score of 91. With its exceptional image quality, durability, and impressive autofocus speed and accuracy, it truly excels at action photography. During my time using the D500, I appreciated its robust build, which made it ideal for shooting in challenging weather conditions, and its fast frame rate, ensuring I never miss the perfect moment. The extensive lens compatibility further solidifies its position as the top choice for those seeking versatility and performance. As for the other outstanding cameras in our lineup, each has its own strengths and appeals. The Canon EOS R7 came in strong with a score of 78, offering high frame rates and flexibility with its lens system, making it a great option for action photography enthusiasts. The Sony a6700 and Nikon Z50 provided solid performances, scoring 75.5 and 74.25 respectively, both delivering in terms of image quality and portability. Lastly, the Fujifilm X-T32, with a score of 68, offers excellent value and rich color reproduction, perfect for those who prioritize aesthetics in their action shots. Each of these cameras brings something unique to the table, and choosing the right one depends on your specific needs and shooting style.